Hi Scorpio, friends, family, and cross watchers. Welcome to Bear Food Mama Intuitive Tarot. Let's open with sound healing and then we're going to read this card and jump in. Alrighty. So I don't know about all of you, but I had one of those weekends where like nothing really different happened, but some really interesting energy was coming through, especially about like energies from the other side. I think Scorpio, we're represented by the Death card in the tarot, which is actually the one that came up in this fairy tale oracle, which I'm going to read to you today. But I just kept getting this like open door feeling of like messages wanting to come through from the other side. And I actually got a request to do a reading like that. So let's just see what the energies have to say today about that. In the tale Sleeping Beauty, a daughter is born to a king and queen, and invitations to a celebration are sent to lords and ladies and all the fairies. At the celebration, 12 fairies arrive and begin offering a variety of wishes, but one fairy, the 13th, called the Black Fairy, has been accidentally forgotten, her invitation lost. This fairy bursts upon the scene and curses the child, saying she will die when she pricks her finger on a spindle. This horrifies the king and queen and attendees. However, one last good fairy has not made her wish. She cannot remove the Black Fairy's curse completely, but she is able to alter it so that the child will only sleep for 100 years upon pricking her finger. To prevent the curse from harming his daughter, the king orders all spindles to be destroyed. But one day, when the young girl is in her teens, she enters an old attic room in a high tower where she finds the Black Fairy weaving on her loom. It doesn't take long for the curse to take hold when the young girl pricks herself on the golden spindle. Instantly, she and everyone in the kingdom fall into a deep sleep lasting 100 years. At the end of that time, a young knight, brandishing a sword, so maybe the Knight of Swords is interesting to you this week, cuts through the thicket of trees that had grown up around the castle. He enters the building and finds everyone asleep. He comes upon young Sleeping Beauty and with one kiss on her forehead breaks the evil spell, awakening her and the dormant kingdom. At long last, the family is reunited and there is much rejoicing in the land. The story of Sleeping Beauty suggests the long process of maturation, particularly that point in the cycle when an innocent girl enters the strange world of adolescence, begins to menstruate, represented by Beauty pricking her finger on a spindle, and then awaits the relationship that will carry her to a new life of marriage, family, and worldly responsibilities. In the sleeping part of the tale, there is an emphasis on receptivity, the quiet interlude of several years when nothing momentous seems to occur externally for a young person, but deep changes happen internally to the child in forms of sexual and emotional transformation. While the adolescent period for girls is symbolized by the monthly blood flow of menstruation and their growth into young women, for boys it is symbolized by the deepening of their voices, signifying a greater strength and ability to express themselves in the world. This change of life, or transfiguration for a child, is a process of death and rebirth. In the story, the 13th fairy curses the daughter with death. This card, the Death card, is also number 13. However, this death curse is quickly altered into a sleep of 100 years. Death and sleep are immediately intertwined within the plot. We learn that death never kills the soul or divine spark of life within the human being. Death is a long sleep from which we will awaken, eventually to be reunited with loved ones. The 100-year period is an evolutionary cycle, roughly equivalent to a time period during which a human soul might be disincarnate, a time period of learning on inner levels before returning to the earthly world. Even in Greek mythology, sleep and death, Hypnos and Thanatos, were considered brothers. We know that every evening of sleep is like a miniature death, a chance to die to yesterday's triumphs and failures and to rest up, before tomorrow's opportunities and challenges. The knight on horseback in this card offers the kiss of consciousness to Sleeping Beauty in the form of stardust. He represents the active aspect of Sleeping Beauty's higher existence, the force in touch with her celestial nature. Ultimately, the soul can be seen as the true sleeping beauty. It sleeps until the balance of feminine and masculine creates a divine marriage of heaven and earth, spirit and matter. When reincarnation and cosmic evolution are accepted by humanity, death will cease to hold its terror for us and will instead be seen as a long sleep, an interval of time when we can steep ourselves in the wisdom gleaned from the grand adventures on this planet. When this card appears in your reading, a long period of contemplation may be needed. Do not be afraid of the quiet growth occurring within. Enter the world of dreams, archetypes, and symbols with courage and emotional calm. Learn while you are in a receptive state. Doing something externally is not always an answer. Let go of the past, like the caterpillar changing into a butterfly. A magical process is underway in the depths of your being. Eventually, you will sprout wings and soar like an eagle over formerly uncharted realms of knowledge. The process, this is a long card. The process of metamorphosis is dangerous, but every child must go through this incubation period before becoming an adult. The young person must leave the safety net of childhood, but the joys and sorrows of that time span will live on in the imagination. This card also suggests the healing power of sleep. Without enough rest, the cells of the body cannot function properly, and the immune system is stretched to its limit. See the peace and quiet of sleep as an interlude of tranquility and recuperation. During sleep, the soul loosens its grip on the physical body and roams the spiritual universe. So you might be working with like astral travel right now, dreams. You might be going through a process of metamorphosis or like be in like a bed rest. During sleep, the soul loosens its grip on the physical body while still maintaining its tie to the body through the silver cord or thread of consciousness. Enjoy this nightly excursion into another realm of existence and bring back the fruits of those experiences in the forms of amazing dreams, visions, and plans for the future. Death and Scorpio. So I think one thing that stands out to me about death being called like the long sleep is that one of the things, like, so time is relative to gravity and gravity is relative to mass, right? So like if you lose mass, if you become like a soul or a spirit and you lose your body and you die, like, is there really time? And when we enter into witness consciousness, like that, this card was talking about, there was something about the intertwining of like all of the forms, right, of existence, and yoga means to yoke, and kind of the point of yoga is like to align with your divine self, your higher self, your witness consciousness. When you align with that witness consciousness, like beyond discernment or the ability to like discern, and you're just one, you exit out of time. And so there's this idea that like the soul in this material form is attached to this time, and that like when you die, if your ego is separate from like the soul, right, and your soul and your ego and like your oversoul or like the one, that sort of consciousness are all like aligned, and you die, then the only place and the only time that this incarnation of you can occur is this place and time. And arguably, if you lose time in death, it's like restarting this existence in this body, and it would be like instantaneous because it's the only place that this body exists. I think that this concept came to me initially like when I was watching this Netflix documentary called Infinity or something. I don't know. There's an example of this apple, and I've brought this up before, that is in like a void, and the apple begins to rot, it becomes nuclear material, and eventually it goes through every iteration of every material thing it could possibly be before it becomes apple again. But kind of the idea of that process is that eventually that matter will become apple. And so if we're like all part of the same soul or the same oversoul or the same consciousness, and this mass is relative to this time and space, then like, okay, when you die, you can be instantaneously reborn into this iteration of the soul in this like incarnation. And then if you think about like the idea of a multiverse, right? If somebody you know dies and you're in this time space, and there's a multiverse where like there's other iterations of their body in other like dimensional possibilities, the Magus, ooh, that's really cool. Then if somebody has died on this plane or in this dimension, there's no guarantee that they're not like existing in another basically iteration of time space that's like layered on top of this one, if that makes sense. I don't know why this reading's going this way today, but it was like a 10-minute introduction for this tarot card reading about death and time and mass. And it opens with the Magus, which is really cool. So the Magician, right? You have all the tools you need to create using these like energetic threads, this idea that like excuse me, that, I don't know, we come from like nuclear material that's formed into this physical body that like traps a part of the oversoul into experiencing this iteration of consciousness like on this planet. And arguably the people who have died, their souls or whatever like you believe in, are sometimes even closer to us. So the Princess of Wands came out. It came out upside down and like face down on top of the Magus. So I think, as I was saying, like there's the possibility that those who have passed on are arguably closer to us than they were in material reality through this concept. The Knight of Swords reversed. There you go. Ace of Swords. So you have 1 and 1 here. The Magus has the Ace of Swords, right? It's part of his or her toolkit, excuse me. Doesn't matter who you are. And the Empress. Whoa. I don't know what's going on with Scorpios. This energy has been so cool and so like different this last week. So we have Mercury here. Fire signs. You might be dealing with a fire sign. Knight of Swords reversed. Ace of Swords. The Empress. Whatever's coming up for you this week, Scorpio, you've manifested it. You've been manifesting it, whether or not you're aware. It has something to do with the intertwining of this divine masculine and feminine within you. This concept of like timelessness of the soul and the spirit as it moves through matter. There's this Princess of Wands, this fiery princess here, who has tamed her tiger, which is a concept we use in yoga. Like sometimes you are battling your tiger or taming your tiger on the mat. Your tiger being your vital energy, your divine feminine, that sort of desire to like follow your intuition and like kind of be free, like free form. The Knight of Swords reversed is somebody who in the present moment is like maybe not able to use, they're like holding back their words, either holding back their words or when they use their words they are too sharp. And this could even be like how you're receiving downloads right now. Like it might be a little bit too much from spirit. I think I've had that opening was a bit much. So like if you're in this sort of space of contemplating these things right now or getting this same sort of influx of spiritual energy coming through, especially with this Ace of Swords following up, this Ace of Swords is telling me that you're more than capable of wielding it. You're more than capable of holding that truth within you, with your intellect being clear and calm and precise. And you're encouraged to be in a receptive energy. The Empress, with these moons behind her, and she's pregnant, she's like bringing something into the world. You might be like trying to bring something into the world that Spirit is trying to give you like some keys to, or like some like winds. This guy has like fans on his helmet. In the Princess of Swords, she's got like a box that she's cutting herself out of. This guy has basically used the pieces of his box as like a like a propeller through space. And the colors of this card, with the horse being power, like how he relates to other people, with the orange there, that's the color of our second chakra, and it's how we relate to other people. And then his armor is green and yellow, indicating like the solar plexus chakra, Manipura energy being transmuted through the heart. And then the blue is the sharpness of his voice, with the throat chakra color being blue. So it's like he's using this windmill like of the box that formerly contained him, which is, in the context of this reading, potentially your body, your material, physical incarnation is like finally holding you aloft through the power of your voice. But like you've been holding that back for some reason, and now you're very capable of using it. We're gonna clarify all of these. What a trippy reading today already. Thanks for being here, Scorpios. If you want to enter to win a free reading on 12/12, just enter free reading in the comments. That's all I've got to say about that. If you want to book a personal with me, the information is in the box below, and you can sign up to be on my Patreon. It's $5.55 a month, and I just post some ritual stuff there sometimes, or like little sayings. Thank you for those of you who have donated. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time and your energy and the work that you are so obviously doing. What's the energy at the heart of this reading? I think it's death. That was kind of the overarching Sleeping Beauty, but there's some sort of awakening, like a major awakening going on. Queen of Pentacles reversed. I think it has to do with, the physical form here is his cat moving him forward. And then the Queen of Pentacles reversed is like, rather than being secure in her material reality, she's like weighed down by it. You might need to like really connect with your body this week, Scorpios. Really get grounded. Especially with this like fiery mental energy going on for you. Lots of solar plexus and like throat chakra stuff. What is the Magus for Scorpio? Three of Cups. You might, with the Magus and the Three of Cups, you might like be in a coven. You might be working with other people to manifest something, or you have been working with other people to manifest something. Three of Cups in the Magus gives like cult energy, but in this context, I'm not seeing this as like a bad thing, so I wouldn't call it a cult. Probably a coven is the better word. Eight of Cups reversed, Princess of Wands, Nine of Swords reversed. Well, that's good. And the Tower reversed. Okay, we're gonna leave it at that. Two of Wands reversed at the bottom. So lots of reversals here, which I read as energy that's blocked. So you may have been trying to extricate yourself from some sort of like coven energy, like some group consciousness, and you've been manifesting this like fiery energy, taming your tiger, so to speak. But there's been delays in you being able to like walk through this doorway. The Tower reversed, the Nine of Swords reversed, and the Eight of Cups reversed. Is like, what I'm seeing is that it's like a situation you tried to walk away from. You haven't been able to. You've had lots of anxieties about it, and you've been waiting for this tower to fall. Like, you've been waiting for this because you experienced betrayals in the past and all this stuff. But what it really comes down to is emotionally being in a space where you are fulfilled for the rules of this manifestation and taming your tiger. Your tiger is basically seeing, this is going to sound strange, but it's seeing this community consciousness, this communal consciousness that's like triangulated you and giving it over like as a, not like a, like as a sacrifice, basically. Like this, like you've been through some stuff, so you can sacrifice that energy of like what you've been through to the divine, right? Like there's an energy exchange in terms of just matter neither being created nor destroyed. And it's like, there's also the concept that what you pay attention to matters, right? So this is kind of like you've, taming your tiger involved not letting this communal story matter anymore. And instead almost deluding yourself to the point that you were in this Nine of Cups, but like you've done so in a way that disconnected you from your ability to communicate with others and your physical reality. So it's like you haven't brought all the tools with you from this magician space yet. Not sure whose reading this is, but you can let me know in the comments. I always appreciate hearing from you. Spirit, please give us clear messages on what this situation is. What is this situation here? The Empress. You needed to have all of these things occur in this specific way, in this specific order, in this specific like time, place, space, so that you could become the triangulator. Like these other people were triangulating you in like, what comes to mind there is like the black fairy weaving her whatever on her loom, right? And it also brings up the story, there's a Greek story about Arachnia, who she was like such a, she basically said she was such a good weaver that she could weave better than the gods. And then I think it was Athena who got all upset and came down and was like, well, you can't weave better than me. And so she ended up weaving, they had this competition, and Arachnia ended up weaving like a way better tapestry, and Athena turned her into a spider. And so what's coming through with that weaving, that spider right here energy, is this Magus. It's like what other people need a community to be able to do. Like you've undone whatever this community was trying to do, whatever this coven was trying to do, or this cult. That's odd. It could even be something as simple as like the society in which you lives by certain ideals, and you feel that they are not appropriate for the time, and so you've like gone through a lot of anxieties, a lot of tower moments, and stood on the precipice of this like ability to walk away, leaving your your pains and your troubles, like to the ashes, basically, transforming with this, like, I think princesses are earthy part of fire, so this is like grounded fire, basically. But you finally managed to do that. What is the catalyst for this transformation for Scorpio? The Knight of Wands. Coming through is the Wounded Warrior. Yeah, I don't know that there's much else to say about that. It's like you've been through, I think, more than people can see. What's at the heart of this reading here with the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups coming out? I'm seeing emotional satisfaction. It's like you can find emotional satisfaction in like any situation because you've been through so much BS. It's like you like are an expert at looking at the small things. And this is putting you in your Empress energy, and it's like you've mastered the heart space. The seat of your soul is the heart space, that heart chakra, love energy. Page of Pentacles, reverse. It's like you're tired of pithy offers I'm hearing, like people trying to buy you, people trying to like give you exchanges that are just, they leave you feeling more burdened than supported. Your mantra this week, if you practice mantra, might be I am supported. Is this Knight of Swords Scorpio or someone else? I'm getting like a lot of other people here with these three, and oh, okay. Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles reverse, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Ten of Wands. Interesting. Ooh, okay. So these are other people. These are like a few other people. You might be in a situation that's involving up to, you have this like community back here, right? Of people with the Magician. It's almost like you took that energy that they were putting towards you and you were like, oh, okay, that's the tiger that I've tamed. This is the energy I'm using to manifest, to put myself in this Empress energy. Excuse me. But they didn't like that, so coming at you this week, Scorpio, is potentially like, this is weird. Like a woman who's well off or appears stable, but she's got these like cronies. She's got this Knight of Swords reversed, the Page of Pentacles reversed, the Page of Swords reversed. She's got people like spying on you and messing with your finances and like saying stuff about you. That's specifically for somebody. And I think it's weird that you go, or very interesting that you go from this Princess of Wands energy to the Empress, with the Empress clarified back here, and the Knight of Wands. So this Princess of Wands and Knight of Wands is divine masculine, divine feminine energy. The fire that's burning off like all of this complication back here, like old threads that you were attached to, basically. The Wheel of Fortune's turning in your favor, and it may appear burdensome at first, but it's like in the Nine of Wands, right? This guy has already been injured, and he's been through battle, and he's got like 8 staves in the background. He's holding one, and he's basically taking down his walls. So the Wheel of Fortune's turning in your favor in this situation. You've got this like Sphinx here with the sword that is this like Ace of Swords, and then you've got the angel, the recording angel with the book. All these recording angels with the books here. It's like this has been witnessed, not just by you, right, but by others, by the divine, by your spirit guides. And this Ten of Wands is you basically like while it may be difficult to put your walls down, it's you being able to walk away from this situation. And all of these wands are sprouted, which means that all of these wands are ready to like bear the fruits of his ideas, his vital energy. So you might have like a lot of projects that you're working on right now, which might be why there's so many people involved here. It's like, if you're working on a lot of projects or you're like involved in a community somehow, with that death card coming out initially to like be the overarching energy of the reading, it might just be time for you to like take that rest. The Temperance card reverse. Interesting. Who are these people for Scorpio? Knight of Swords, Queen of Pentacles reverse, Page of Pentacles reverse, Page of Swords reverse. I'm actually hearing that you know who these people are, if this is your reading. Again, take what resonates and leave the rest. If this doesn't resonate with you, it's not your reading. Don't make it fit. Eight of Wands. Interesting. Yeah, so the Eight of Wands is like somebody throwing the Eight of Wands trying to like hit their target, and in the Nine of Wands the guy's been hit and he's got the Eight Wands lined up and he's holding the one that hit him, basically. So these are the people that like put you through all this crap. You already know who they are. They could have been from childhood, with the Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles. They could be like brothers, and then the Knight of Swords in the background with the Queen of Pentacles. Maybe in-laws. The Hangman. Interesting. Temperance reverse and the Hangman on top of the Page of Swords. Somebody who has been watching you, perhaps obsessively. Especially if this was like some sort of cult energy or like religious sort of overtone stuff. Somebody who's been watching you obsessively, like basically trying to keep you stuck. The Hanged Man is wounded to the point of death and hangs from the tree for 9 days, the tree of wisdom for 9 days, to gain the knowledge of the runes. And then the knowledge of the runes he uses for the ability to protect himself. In terms of this being Odin's story, if that's what you believe, even if it's not, that's how I interpret the Hangman, is like Odin. So 9 days hanging with like a stab wound, basically, and just bleeding. So all of this blood, sweat, and tears you've been through is like bringing you esoteric knowledge, this connection with the Ace of Swords is ruled by Archangel Michael. This connection with like the Judgment Angels, the Ace of Swords, like like clear judgment is what's coming through, like these recording angels. And this is a burden for you, but it's also a gift. Like, it's almost like karma has sided with you in such a way that like you've let go of your ego so many times that karma, you are aligned with karma, like the wheel of karma. Like, you understand the laws of karma, like the threefold rule with the 333 here might be coming out for you a lot. And so you're receptive to divine, like, guidance. You're aligned with divine guidance. It's like your ego is like shed. And now when you take action, it's because it was inspired by the divine. Because you gave this up. What is this Ace of Swords? I think that was like a pretty clear wrap up for this reading, which is weird. I don't know why I keep saying it's weird. I don't know what. I think that I like to try and keep my readings a little bit more grounded, but this one is, it's that tiger that's trying to get away. It's that Knight of Swords with his like fan trying to like use his material form to keep going. The Star reversed, the Emperor, the Seven of Swords, the Fool. Okay. Okay, so the Star reversed, and Temperance reversed. This is interesting because, like, these cards were coming out right side up for you quite a lot in the last, like, couple of weeks. I feel like you've turned something on its head. Or rather, by holding your ground, this energy that was coming at you has been turned on its head. And I don't mean to say that, like, your wish fulfillment has been turned on its head. I actually read the Star in its literal definition, and it is not wish fulfillment. It actually, I'm going to read it to you right now, because while I think it's generally read as wish fulfillment, and while I like to look at it as wish fulfillment, there was this reading of the Star that I had not, loss, theft, privation, abandonment, although another reading suggests hope and bright prospects in the future. Interesting. So, like, you've been in your, like, Temperance Star energy, like, just keeping things even, like, having hope for the future. But this person's been so obsessed with, like, watching you and keeping you stuck that, like, it's brought them to this other reading of the Star, which is, like, loss, theft. Like, it's like they've been thieving from their own time, like, obsessing over where you're at and trying to keep you stuck. With the Emperor and the Empress here, and an apology coming in, I'm reading this as if you had a divine counterpart in this situation or this community, they may be coming in for an apology, and you may feel a little bit disarmed by this apology. Like, excuse me, you may also be so much in a sense of, like, having control over yourself, your environment, your new beginning, like wanting to maintain control, like not wanting to give it over to other people, because it appears that in the past it's been quite regular for you, that this person, if they come in for an apology, might be quite disarmed by you maintaining this, like, it's almost like this person coming in for an apology or to offer an apology or some sort of, like, proposition takes you out of this Hangman energy and then puts you in the Emperor / Empress. Like, you're able to say something to them, or you're able to, like, have this truth revealed that brings you fully into balance. So it's like you've closed out a cycle of being imbalanced, and, like, it starts out this new beginning. Again, the Emperor and the Empress reminds me of that opening card with the death energy that talks about how, like, when we come into collectively, like, a cycle that allows us to embody both male and female, both spirit and physical, like, it brings this sense of totality, like a giant sort of collective ego death. And something about the collective has come up for you. In last week's reading, it came up, like, I think the reading was, like, you know something was the title. You know something, Scorpio. It's like you've learned something in this process that is beneficial to the collective, and it's also burdensome for you because you have to, like, speak this major truth, maybe. But I'm seeing it's initiated by this attempt at an apology or some sort of offer that comes towards you while you're feeling, like, stuck in this energy. And this stuckness is because somebody's been obsessively, like, watching you with, I don't know if it's, like, hope or, like, hopelessness, but whatever it is, I think they've been trying to thieve your energy, actually, is what's coming through with that. Loss, yeah. like you were feeding someone's energy. Seven of Swords. I don't know, I just got this major sigh. It's like some collective maybe has been trying really, really, really hard to get your attention on whatever they're doing, and you're just like, no, I don't want to deal with that. Stop coming into my energy. Go away. Okay. The Sun. Oh, that's so nice. I think I might... And the Page of Wands. Okay. That's cool. The Sun is, you know, super happy. Interesting. This is so cool. Okay, so you go from the Ten of Wands to the Page of Wands. There's like a major ending here with 10-10. You might be seeing 10-10 on the clock a lot, or 3-3-3. I think this new beginning for you with the Fool comes from, with the Ace of Swords, either like a throat chakra awakening, if you're working with Kundalini, because there's a lot of like wands on here, like moving energy through your throat chakra to be able to, like, I think I'm hearing like overpower this Knight of Swords reversed, basically. Like, this Knight of Swords reversed is working on behalf of these people to create, with the birds on this card back here, like messages regarding you. And that could also be what this Eight of Wands reverse is. It's like there's these like messages flying around or whatever. And you're able to like clear out your throat chakra and move the energy of this like sort of judgment angel, like karmic truth into material reality. And that brings about this new beginning. It could also bring a new offer that has nothing to do with this person, that like takes you out of this stuck energy and welcomes in an opportunity for you to embody both the masculine and the feminine. But the established basis of this like new beginning for you is, it's like learning how to receive. It's like learning how to speak your truth, but also how to like align, how to speak your truth. It's not even your truth. It's a truth that's aligned with like the divine. Your astral, your physical, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, they're all like lined up. You're in that space of like all is one with this Fool energy, and it's making you super happy. And it's bringing this like vital energy into, again, this wand is sprouting, and you go from the Ten of Wands to this Page of Wands like quite quickly. So you're going to recover from this burden, or this burden is going to be like, okay, I'm going to work on this one now. This is the one to work on. If you have a bunch of projects, it's like, it's going to be revealed to you with this new beginning, which one it is that you should be putting your, or would you, that's going to bring you happiness, putting your energy into. With this Seven of Swords, I'm also seeing it could be something that like some creative project that's like so new that people who are exposed to it are like, whoa, I didn't see that coming, somehow. Ace of Wands, okay. It could also be this Emperor comes in, if you're in this high vibing, all encompassing Empress energy, this Emperor might be somebody else coming in wanting this Ace of Wands with you. We started off the reading with that Death card, and there was some mention of like the transformation of sexual energy. Oh, I'm also getting like, with all that Kundalini kind of stuff coming through, this could be you withdrawing from like physical, how do I say this? it could be you like withdrawing from like like being celibate or something, and like finding that celibacy is helping you raise your kundalini vibration. Like somebody might come in with an offer for you and you might like decide not to go for that because you're aligned here with like this project you want to do, and you'd rather hold on to your vital energy, or you'd rather wield your vital energy into some like project or something. This Ace of Wands though is telling me that like I don't know that celibacy is necessary. It's telling me that like happiness is yours, whatever that is for you. But even if this person comes in and you're like, okay, like again, gender doesn't matter in tarot. It just, however the energies work for you, however it's resonating with you, it's like this is almost secondary. Like this Emperor sees you in this Hangman energy, like having gained the wisdom of the runes or whatever, and you're this Empress who's aligned with divine truth and justice, and you're in this like new beginning, maybe as somebody who is I'm hearing spiritually nurturing. There might be with all this community stuff, it could just literally be like the worldly, like you could just be leaving all of this worldly emotional drama BS behind, and finding that from this place of like Nine of Cups, like caring for your vital energy, allowing yourself to be in this Hangman sort of like wounded warrior space has brought along this, like you're able to manifest in this new beginning. And it's like you won't be seeing any of this anymore, which has come up for you before. This is like a totally brand new space for you Scorpios, whatever it is. We're gonna get, I really like the ending of this reading, and I guess I really like the beginning too. Like you have the Empress kind of all over, and then basically anybody who's been trying to kind of mess with you, it's like they're getting their karma, and you might even feel a little bit like kind of burdened about that, but it's not, you like understand it's not really your business. They're just kind of doing their thing. It's almost like all these people are trying to be at the center of this reading, and you're just like la 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 la, like kind of skipping through, doing you, and it brings you this like beautiful vital energy Empress. Like basically you're the Empress who can have what she will and give what she will, and it's because you're aligned with this divine truth, not from a space of ego, but from a space of having shed it or sacrificed it willingly, which is very cool. Okay, something to get us grounded. I'm gonna pull from the Soulflower Oracle. Holy moly, 48:24 on the timer already. So that one wants to come out. Ooh, okay. Evening Primrose, Rebirth. Evening Primrose helps you to release old wounds and feelings of rejection, self-pity, and other heart-heavy issues you may have carried from birth or early childhood. She allows for a sort of spiritual rebirthing or birthing of your true self, so you can make room for more joy, fun, and playfulness in your life. Yep, that's that's the ending of that reading, like in a nutshell. That's that whole reading in a nutshell, is you're just in some major spiritual rebirth energy that's going to allow you with that Fool, right, to like feel more playful, in that Ace of Wands, to have that vital energy, so that what comes to you, you're ready for. What you want to give out, you're ready for. It's like you're in this, if you've been jaded Scorpio, this is like your renewal of enthusiasm for life coming in. Okay, that was a long reading. Thank you for being here. Please let me know if that resonated for you. If you'd like to enter to win for a free reading on 12/12, just put free reading in the comments. You can put a couple words, what you want it to be about if you want. You can book a personal with me on my Etsy. I only have a few options right now. And while it says like, I think the last person I gave a reading to, it was like almost an hour long. So go ahead and book there if you want to. Otherwise, I will see you all. I will not be here tomorrow, and I may not be here the next day, but I will see you all later this week. Thank you so much. Bye, Scorpios.